Good morning, third grade. Mr. D here. It's Wednesday, May 6th, and today we're going to talk about perimeter. Our learning target is I can understand perimeter. Yesterday, the last couple of iReady math lessons that you've been doing, you've been learning, reviewing about area. Remember, area is the amount of square units it takes to cover a figure, the inside of a figure. And you also learned that perimeter. Perimeter is the overall distance, the length around the outside of a figure. So we've learned area is about the amount of square units it takes to cover the inside of a figure, and perimeter is the outside of a figure. So we're going to kind of review a little bit about perimeter, and then you'll get a chance to do a little bit of practice. So again, our learning target is I can understand perimeter. All right, so remember, third grade perimeter. It's the distance around the outside of a figure, perimeter. So as we look at this figure right here, we're looking at the distance around the outside of the figure. So remember, area is the inside, and we break up, we do that by kind of tiling the inside with those square units. The opposite of perimeter is the opposite. So we're looking around the outside. We don't multiply length times width here. We're adding our side length. So if we look at this figure right here, the length of this side length is 6 centimeters. This is 5 centimeters. The bottom is 6 centimeters and 5 centimeters. So essentially what we're doing is adding 5 centimeters plus 6 centimeters plus 5 centimeters plus 6 centimeters. And once we add all of those up together, we get our perimeter. So if you do a little bit of quick math here, so third grade, 5 plus 6 is 11. And then I'm going to group this together. 5 plus 6 over here is 11 as well. 11 plus 11 is 22. So our perimeter of our figure is 22 centimeters. 22 centimeters. All right. So here's a couple examples of perimeter at school. So this is out on the playground. I took these last year, but this is a 4-square court. We could actually find the perimeter of this 4-square court. If we look up here, if we count how units, remember perimeter is the distance around the outside of a figure. So here to here, that's 1 unit, 2 units. So 2, 3, 4, as you're following my mouse here. I'm even going to click on this so we can draw a little bit. So here to here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's another 2, 5, 6, another 2, 7, 8, 2. So the perimeter here is 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, if we were measuring in centimeters. 2 centimeters probably, so 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which gives us 8. 8 is our perimeter. Oh man. As I'm writing here, it's not good. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 8 centimeters. Now you saw a trick that I did there. I was going 1, 2, starting from the left to the right. So here to here, that's 1. Here to here, that's 2. And I kind of just counted all around. That's a trick that I use. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So especially as we're practicing and we're kind of using these grids like this, you can use that little technique to help you. But sometimes today you'll get figures that aren't nice and easy to count like this and add up like this. So let me erase here really fast. Let me see if this works. Thank you for being so patient. All right. It's not like the smartboard where I can erase everything really fast. Okay, that's good enough. Here we go, moving on. Okay, another example is, look here, this is a mailbox. So if you look here, we're talking units. We could count all the way across. Remember, if we found, or we're looking for the perimeter, so distance around the outside of a figure. So all the way around, so I could count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here to here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10, maybe we'll say centimeters. So if this is the same length, this is a rectangle. So remember, we learned about those rectangles. So the opposite side lengths are the same. So they're parallelogram. So that's going to be 10 centimeters as well. And that's 1, 2, 3, 3 centimeters. I'm just using centimeters as our unit. So 1, 2, 3 centimeters, 1, 2, 3 centimeters. And then we just have to add up our side lengths. So 10 plus, I like to kind of group my 10s right here, but we can go like 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 10 is 23. 23 plus 3 more is 26. And our perimeter is 26 centimeters. All right. See if my erasing skills are any better. Not really. Not really. Okay. All right. And here we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Here we go. All right, another example out here. Just follow my mouse here. If we wanted to find the perimeter of these windows here at Hawthorne School, that's 1 unit by 1. That one side length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we count 1, that's a 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. And then that one would be 5 as well because they're parallelograms. So 5, 10, 11, 12. The perimeter would be 12. All right. So I'm going to draw just a couple examples so we can kind of work through them together. And kind of the strategy that I want you to use today is, oops, thank you for being patient. This isn't always the most exact. Okay. Because you're going to be looking at a couple problems after this, and they'll kind of be on a grid like this. And a strategy you can use is kind of to count our side lengths to help you figure out what the perimeter might be. So, oh man, that line wasn't the best. But so let's practice on this one. So let's look at this figure. And I know the lines aren't perfect, but if I wanted to find the perimeter or the total distance around the outside of a figure. So what I want you to do today is when you're working, if you have a piece of scratch paper, I want you to try to draw this figure to the best of your ability. And then using your pencil, once you've drawn it on your page, go through and it might look like mine, kind of goofy like this, but then go through, look at the computer and count the side length. So you're going to be measuring in centimeters today. So here to here, that's 1, 2. So then on your piece of paper that you did, that's 2 centimeters right here. And then here to here, that's 1 more centimeter. And then here to here, that's another centimeter. Here to here, that's another centimeter. And then if we look over here, that's 1, 2, 3 centimeters. Because remember, we're measuring around the outside, not the inside, the outside. Then here, that's 1, 2, 2 centimeters. So once you have that third grade, you can then do a little bit of math in your head. 2 plus 1 is 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. So our perimeter is 10. Or it would be 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2. All right. So third grade finding perimeter is pretty easy. But again, the technique I want you to use is kind of try to draw it on a piece of scratch paper. If you have a hard time with that, another strategy you can do is kind of use the screen to help you. I'm just counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can count it that way as well. I will kind of leave it up to you if you don't have scratch paper as you're practicing today. All right. So let's do one more over here. I'm going to go like this. Make kind of a goofy one. Okay, so if you had an example like this, we're going to kind of use the grid again to help us too, to count these units as we go across here. But so let's start at the top and let's kind of count this. So after you drew it, 1, 2, that's 2 centimeters plus 1 centimeter. That's 1 right here. Here, that's 1. Here to here, that's 1. Here to here, that's 1. Here to here, that's 1. We have 2, 1, 2, and then up here we have 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. So 3 units. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. It's a lot of adding. Sometimes it can be helpful to go around kind of clockwise, just like a clock as you add these. Or you can also write them out and a big equation, 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Or you can kind of group things, some numbers together to make it easier on you. So I'm going to start here with 2. So 2 plus 1, this one's pretty easy. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And then we get to 9, 12. So our perimeter of this figure is 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters. All right, third grade. So essentially today you're just practicing. You're practicing. Just finding the perimeter of this. If you have scratch paper, please use it because it is helpful to have. Okay? That is all I have for you, third grade. You're going to see a couple things like this on your practice page, your Google practice form after this. So kind of look like this. So you're going to have a sheet like this. So you're going to have to try to draw this if you can, like on a piece of scratch paper, then go in and label it like I did. And then you remember you can add underneath if you like, or you can group like the technique I showed you to add to find that perimeter. Remember, perimeter is the distance around the outside of a figure. Okay, the outside of a figure. All right. That third grade is, oops, man, I'm still getting the hang of this. That third grade is all I have for you. Thank you for listening. Great job. And I will talk to you soon. Have a fantastic day.